Hello, welcome to the G.I. Joe New News Classified Reviews. My name is David T. Allen, or if you would like, Super Dave 817. If you would like to see more of this content, please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification button for future videos. Thank you and enjoy.
Hello, welcome to another episode of the G.I. Joe New News Classified Review. I am David Allen, or if you like, Super Dave. We are here to talk about the awesome Slice and Dice 2-pack from Ninja Force, and it's 160 in the classified review series. We've started with 00 Snake Eyes. We are now have made it all the ways up to 160. We've done 22 vintage packaged, and we've done 5 legacy and 60th anniversary figures thus far. So we are getting very close to the end of this series, and I have a new series that I'm going to do after that, the unproposed products and stuff that was very, very close to production. We're going to go over a lot of those type of things in a series that I'm going to do after we get caught up on this. And it's some really exciting information and things that you guys probably would love to learn about and hear about if you're not familiar with unproduced products and unproduced things that were really, really close to coming to fruition and stuff like that. And there's a lot of those type of things. We're going to go over those a little bit at a time, and I think you guys will enjoy that. And so let's get into Slice and Dice. On this particular artwork, they look totally awesome. Don't they look awesome on that artwork? Man, they stand out really, really cool with those masks and all the shiny elements to them and stuff like that. Slice and Dice were one of the rare characters from the 90s that I really liked. I liked them in the comics. I liked them in the cartoons. They're a little bit weird in the cartoons, the Deke series, but I did like them. And I love their figures, and I love ninja stuff. I was one of the few kids back in the 90s and 80s that really liked martial arts and liked ninjas and liked all that Arashikage clan stuff. I know there were some of the fans, the factions that were more into the OG-13, the military stuff, didn't really like the Arashikage ninja type stuff that much. They felt that Hasbro was leaning too far into the ninja aspects of the G.I. Joe brand, and in the 90s, they went very heavily into that with Ninja Force and a lot of other type stuff with the Ninja area of the brand. And so, and there's actually a whole wave of Ninja Force figures that were never produced. And at some point, I will go over all those figures with you guys in that new series that I'm going to set up and do. But first, we're going to get to the history of Slice and Dice. First, we have to go to Dan Klingensmith's series of books on Slice and Dice. We're going to go with Slice first, since he's the beginning of the name. And this is volume number 6 of Creating G.I. American Hero by Dan Klingensmith Jr. And we have some beautiful artwork of Slice there on the left, and the figure one up of the figure on the right, and a smaller version of the figure in the packaging on the right as well. So let's get into this. So this artwork is done by Kurt Groin. Slice. Utilizing his scorpion slash maneuver, Slice is a fierce competitor when fighting the Joe members of the Ninja Force. Wearing a samurai metal mesh over his face, Kurt shared that he wanted to keep somewhat of a traditional look for Slice, but get away from the stereotypical black and white colors used for ninjas. Kurt shared that he had originally requested that a black overspray be done on each figure, although it would be inconsistent from figure to figure. He thought this added a to it. After several discussions and arguing with the engineers in Asia, he had to settle for the Tampo print of stars that were released on the final product. Um, Alternate names: NA, year release 1992, designed by Kurt Groin. So Kurt Groin is the next designer in the G.I. Joe brand team that took over after Mark Pennington. And he pretty much did it from the end of 89 to the end. And he still continued to work on the G.I. Joe brand up until the mid 2000s with Daryl Dupree. So Kurt Groin worked at G.I. Joe on the G.I. Joe brand for many, 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 many years after. Ninja Force! Yay! Hello, Michael Gene Fleming. Ninja Force. That's right. And it's one of my favorite areas of the G.I. Joe brand, and a lot of the characters I really, really enjoyed. I wish we had gotten some more of the comic book characters that were from Larry Hama's Real American Hero series. I wish we had gotten accurate Hard Master, Soft Master, Blind Master, Old Master. I wish we could have gotten another Firefly that was the Faceless Master figure. I think a whole line of Ninja Force figures with all those characters would have been really cool instead of doing character redecos of weird characters. When I get into that other Ninja Force wave in the unproduced figures, I'll explain that a little bit more. But there are characters in that just doesn't make sense that they were part of Ninja Force. It's weird, but all those other characters made sense that they would have been part of Ninja Force. But that's just my opinion. So there you go. Terrence Childs, good morning. Hi, everyone from the great state of Maryland. Hello. Good morning. Kurt Groin was the designer of Slice, and I like the fact that they used that red deco because in the comics it is stated that Slice was a member of the Red Ninja clan. So it makes sense that he would have that Red Ninja aspects to his costume and his gis and stuff like that. So I think that's a really interesting way to blend those two Red Ninja clans and the Ninja Force and Slice in that. All that. There's an Ace Volume 2 from the 90s. Do you have him? Yes, I have all the figures, every G.I. Joe figure from 82 to 94, and all their variants and several variations of Starduster and the Steel Core. The only things I'm missing from the original G.I. Joe line are 2 Night Force vehicles. I have every figure, every variation of every figure as well. So yes, I do have the other aces. There's 3 or 4 different ace figures over the years, up to 94, I believe. All right, so we did Slice. Now we're going to go into Dice. And here is your Dice. And it's weird that he has Chabang on the other side over there, which we'll be talking about him in a little while. But we're going to go with Dice first. And again, very close to his comic book inspiration is Dice, or Slice, I should say. No, the other one was Slice. This one's Dice. Alternate names: NA, year release 1992, designed by Kurt Groin. Again, the next designer in the brand from 89 after Mark Pennington till present. Michael Gene Fleming. Concerning ninjas in G.I. Joes, I have a hot take. While not matching the pop culture view of them, ninjas did exist as spies, assassins, and other special forces. This means all the Joes are ninjas. There you go. There you go. I like that hot take. I think that makes sense. And there was a lot of really cool shows and movies in the 90s and the 80s, right? Because we got Ninja, the TV series, which was a fantastic TV series. I loved it. I'm trying to think. Lee I'm trying to think of the main star of Ninja. Michael Gene Fleming, who is the star of Ninja? And then the co-star is another actor that went in to do a lot of action movies during the 80s. And then there was obviously all the Chuck Norris movies, the Bruce Lee stuff, but then he passed away, I think, in the late 70s. And then there was obviously Jean-Claude Van Damme, the Rambo movies, and a lot of that stuff. So there were a lot of ninja type things. I'm trying to remember the main star of Ninja from the Ninja TV series. He was a bad guy in the Clint Eastwood movies as well. And what is his name? I don't know. I'll think of his name as we go along. It says, for Dice, keeping Dice's identity a secret, Kurt gave Dice a caged mask on his chest. He gave him throwing stars as well as smoke bombs that he could use when escaping. Kurt shared that he incorporated in different pieces of samurai armor into Dice's attire. So there's some more artwork down there and some turnarounds for Dice. Let's see. Michael Gene Fleming. Sorry, couldn't tell you. I wasn't born until 1985. Missed all that, but the end of the Ninjas media craze. Okay. I'll think of who it is as I go along. Lenny Honda. Hey, Lenny Honda. You joined us pretty early today. We're talking about Slice and Dice from the 90s. Thanks for joining us. Good morning. All right. So that is Dice, I think. Slice and Dice. I don't know. I get them confused which one's which. All right, so now we're going to go into, that was, by the way, I forgot to mention, that was volumes. Hold on, let me find what I'm looking for first, and then I will get back to that. All right, so there's Dice and there's Slice. All right, so that was, that was volume 13 in the Creating G.I. Joe, a Real American Hero by Dan Klingesmith, volume 13. And this is volume number 5, 1990 to 1992, Collecting the Art of G.I. Joe by Carson R. Metaxas and 3D Joes. This is all of Michael Gene Fleming's favorite years of G.I. Joe from 90 to 92, I'm guessing. And so then we have the card art of Dice there next to Chabang again. I hate those little light reflections. There you go. And then on this side, you get Slice up there, Slice, original card art. So that is Slice and Dice. And I forgot to pull out their first comic book appearance, but they appeared in like around 130 of the A Real American Hero G.I. Joe series from the 80s and 90s by Larry Hama and Marvel Comics around issue 90. And there was 3 concurrent storylines going on in that. There was a whole ninja storyline with Ninja Force and Slice and Dice. Then there was another Eco Warriors story with Cesspool. Then there was another DEF storyline with Headman and the DEF. In that first appearance with them on the cover, shows like a slice like that. That was their first appearance. It's sometime in the 30s, 130s. And then, of course, they appeared in the animation during the Deke era of animation. Slice and Dice did. And they were a little bit quirkier. They weren't as deadly as they would be in the comics. I like them better in the comics. I tend to like a lot of the characters better in the comics than I do in animation because they have more quirkier personalities in the comics that I don't always tend to lean towards their personalities in the comics, which I think are more serious, more to their file cards. Larry, since he wrote the file cards, it was a little bit easier for him to do that. So then we have the vintage figures, Slice and Dice. So we're going to go with Slice first, since he was the first one showed off. And he has swords, and he has a stand, because they had, in the 90s, they had the Strews, which had a lot of their accessories on them. And he looks really, really cool. I must say, he's a little wobbly, so I may have to figure out what to do about that, because a lot of the Ninja Force figures didn't have O-rings in the back, so you can remove their screws. So there's a different way you have to separate them to put them together. So I have to figure that out. But he's a pretty cool figure. He looks very nice. He's very clean. He has all of his paint. There's no scrapes or anything. He's very nice. He's just a little wobbly, so I'll probably put him back in his package. And then he comes with these big swords. This little sword here with the little hook on the end, and it's very traditional, like samurai-esque. And then we have this big sword as well. That was also a little samurai, like, I don't know, like those weird, like ninja type swords, I guess. I don't know. And of course, his stand. So we'll put those back in there. So that is Slice, and then there. Put him there. And then we have Dice. And like they said, they have that cage over his face, so you can't see who he is. And he's another one that looks really good. He doesn't have any paint scrapes. He's in good shape. He's not as wobbly as Slice was. Is Dice. There. Pretty cool. Let's see. Yo, Joe. And then Clement, good morning. Hello. Thanks for joining us, Clement. So he has this cool ornate staff, ninja staff there, that comes with him. And it's got some little fuzzy things on the end there that are kind of cool. And then he comes with this axe, unique axe. And he also has a stand as well. So we'll put those all back in there. So the elements on him, he's got those throwing stars, he's got some grenades and stuff on his chest, and he's got those big boots that were weird, I thought, for a ninja, but oh well, that's the way it goes. I think one of these, I think he might have been a night creeper. I think Dice came from the Night Creepers, and Slice came from the Red Ninjas. So that's where they got their beginnings, in the mercenary field of Cobra and the ninja world. So then back to this, we got our 1/60th Slice and Dice, and we have our designations, the QR code, and the target artwork right there. And we're going to look at the designations real quick to see what they have. Since this is two figures in one, it's going to be a little bit longer of a video. Let's see. So we have Covert Ops for Slice. We have I think the bladed weapon. Let's see. Yeah, bladed weapon. We have martial arts, which I believe is the next one. And then we have the throwing star with the face, which I think is stealth, which means throwing stars and stealth, if I'm not mistaken on that one. I'm just going to check. Yep, that's that one. And then on Dice, it's the bladed weapon again, the covert ops, martial arts, and the stealth again, with the throwing stars. And that is your designations for Slice and Dice. So then we're going to have, we're going to open this up to this beautiful Good morning, K Mac. Thanks for joining us. Happy GI Joe Day, belated by a couple of days, but thank you very much. Good morning, Super Dave and chat. Good morning, Crusty Old Crow. How are you? A little while since I've seen you in the chat. Glad you're back. So we have a couple of designations on their call outs, and then we have this beautiful artwork in the background that I really, really like. I love the backgrounds of these ninja type backgrounds for the figures. I like when they do the cities with the neon and everything, and I like the jungle type backgrounds, the typical things that you would find for ninja backgrounds. But this one is really beautiful. There's a mystery character way back. Let's see if we can get this. I don't know how close you guys can see with the glare. Let's see. See that guy way back there on the top of that mountain? Who do you think that is? Was it ever stated? Was it ever stated who that was? I personally think it's going to be Chabang. Who do you think that is back there? He's kind of got like a greenish tint with arms and blades, and his feeder, his part of his feeder showing. Who do you think that is back there? Guys, good morning, Skywalker. Thanks for joining us today. I've been having a lot of fun snapping this. Oh, you're doing the photography for this? That's really cool. I like people's photography artwork. It's really nice. I don't have that ability, but I'm very, very happy for those that do have that ability. What do you think this character is way back there, Skywalker? That it looks like a bluish, yellowish character. Do you think that's Chabang back there, which was supposed to be getting this year as part of the Ninja Force line this year? I like how they have like the sword sticking out of the stone right there as well. Let's see, who else is in the background? Anybody else back there? I don't see anybody else back there, but it definitely looks like an Asian like environment with all that. And this is going to be a really cool set to open up too. So then we have the loadout of the figure, two figures with Ninja Force logo. Finally, they did a logo for a faction. And then it says Cobra Ninjas Slice and Dice up here as their names. Definitely a Ninja Force tease for sure. Skywalker. Okay. I think it's Chabang up there. Maybe that's why they gave his name as a name listing. Because it's blue and it kind of, that other parts could be yellow, and I think it might be Chabang. All right, let's get into these guys, because these are two of the figures I've been waiting to get to for quite a while. As soon as I heard the name onlys that they were doing them, I was like, holy crap, finally. I wanted Slice and Dice last year after we got the I'm having a brain fart. The other ninja, the other Cobra ninjas. I can't think of their names off the top of my head. I said it earlier, but now I can't remember it. Night Creepers. Duh. After we saw the Night Creepers, I knew we were going to eventually get Slice and Dice, and I kind of predicted it. And here we go. Here we are. And finally, I'm able to get to them in the this review series. So let's see. And then we have the Cobra emblem sigils on the inside of the package. Really nice on there. Put that there. And then here's your loadout with most of the gear for the figures. Man, they come with a lot of stuff. Whew. This is going to take me a while to get through all this. And then there's a second one that opens up with some more accessories, and I'm going to talk about this little thing here, and I'm wondering if that's on that cowboy, this cowboy type Sarapa type thing. That might be something that's on that cowboy shadowed out classified render, possibly. What do you guys think? You think that Serape is the same one, or do you think the one that's on the cowboy is a bigger version or a different version? Something to ponder. Why I open all these up. All right. Since we started with Slice, we're going to start with Slice uh, this figure as well. Excuse all the noise for that. Um, you passed on these two Ultra Mensch. Why? Holy cow, these guys are phenomenal. I don't know. Are you more of an OG-13 military guy? You don't like the ninja aspects of G.I. Joe? Are you one of those guys that are a ninja guy or against the ninja guys? Because there are people in the fandom that don't like the ninja stuff. They like the more militaristic stuff, which is fine. I'm just curious. That's all. Holy crap. That guy is way more upgraded. They really went to town on this guy. They upgraded him definitely for classified and gave him so much more stuff than the vintage one. The vintage one was a lot more plainer. If you look at that and you look at this, holy cow, they gave us a lot for this 2-pack. They really went to town, I must say. Wow. I like the fact that they gave us all these like cloth ribbons and stuff like that that hang off of there. I think those are really cool. The armaments on this guy, all the detail, the silver deco on the arms and the sheaths on the side of his arms there. Holy cow, look at that. That is phenomenal. Way much more armor than he had. So there's definitely going to be room for a vintage version of him if they wanted to do that, using a little bit of the Storm Shadow mold. So then you have that silver mask on there, and now he comes with several heads. All these guys have like 2 or 3 heads in here. They kind of lost me with the introduction of Cobra La. I kind of draw the line there. Okay. So you're an OG guy that ends at 87 or 88. I can't remember. It's not a hard set rule, though. Okay. I understand. That's fine. Everybody has their own collecting patterns, play patterns, and stuff like that. That's perfectly fine. Um, this guy, he's got the rope on there. You can see that red rope there. You can see he's got a sheath on this arm here for bladed weapon. He's got a backpack that has a sheath on it for 2 swords there. Oh my God, there's so much detail. Even in the feet. Look at the silver and look at all the little like ties and stuff like that in red, and the rope that goes around the edges of that. This is like phenomenal. And then there's the rope around that sheath over there on the left arm as well. And there's little detail in his gi, some ornate detail in that gi to show that there's some Asian like history there on that. It is phenomenal. And the face mask has like a pattern, a little like mesh pattern over it, similar to the vintage one. Trying to get a better view of that so you can see it. But it is phenomenal. And there's all kinds of detail on the back of the mask and all over the back as well, with all those um, ties and stuff like that. This guy is wow. I've got to say, this is a major upgrade, much major upgrade. Let's see. I'll put him there. But these guys are kind of badass on their own merit. Oh, yeah. Definitely badass on their own merits. There's no doubt about it. All right. So we're going to go and get dice out now. And I'll go over all the heads and masks after I go over the regular figures. Excuse that noise as well. I like the fact that they give him these ninja feet. So he's a lot bulkier than his vintage. I think the vintage one was a little bit more streamlined on that. On this one looks a little bit more bulkier, and they definitely gave him a lot more cloth and armaments as well. But I like how they give him these little ninja shoes where they have like the tips so they can like do like this little tip type thing on their feet. I like that. I think that's a really cool thing, and the way that he's like designed like that is really interesting. I like it when they do that with ninjas. For the classified, they've done it with the Night Creeper and I think a Storm Shadow as well. But he has the throwing stars on that belt like they did in the vintage. He has the cage around the mask there, and he has the grenades like the vintage. But other than that, he's got tons more armor. These shoulder pauldrons, he's got they made the leg guards a lot smaller than they did on the vintage. The vintage ones were way bigger. You can tell on these they were way bigger than the ones on him. So they cut that down a little bit. So that's a different element. They did give him a lot of these like leather straps and leather parts of his armaments with some red and silver ropes and stuff like that, similar to the slice, because they wanted some elements to match. So the red rope is the part that matches both of them to keep that theme together. But he's got some other armaments on his arms with the red rope, and then on this side with the armaments, and there's some ornate detail in those armaments as well with that red rope. And then the back shows the connector parts of the red rope with the silver carabiners and armaments. And then his front also has some red rope and detail on the upper torso secondary, which is fantastic. He's got some pouches on him. He's also got that string there on the back. And one of the really nice elements is the fat on that mask. And you can see that he is not fooling around. He's all business. Definitely not the Deke version. Sean Jones, good morning, all. Thanks for joining us. We are talking slice and dice. So I want to say first off that they both pretty much have the same articulation. They both have the butterflied shoulders. They both have the double pin elbows and the double pin knees. They both have the foot rocker. They both have the secondary foot articulation. They have the wrist articulation with the bendy articulation on the hands, so they can do a lot more ninja stuff. They have the thigh and calf articulations. They both have the leg and crotch articulations, and they both have the ab crunch and the head rocker articulation. So 99% of the articulation points on these guys, with the exception of the secondary wrist, which I'm going to check to see if they do have that or not. No, they don't have that. So that's fine. But they have everything else, which is perfectly fine. I think it would have been nice to have the secondary wrist because of the fact that they are ninjas. That would give them a little bit more maneuverability, but it's perfectly fine the way they are. They look phenomenal in these costumes, I've got to say. All right, so I'm going to get into some of their accessories. So I'm going to go over some of these head sculpts first, the alternate head sculpts for them first. All right, so the first head sculpt is a slice head sculpt. So it gives you that grisly, like frightening ninja Oni mask. And I really, really like it a lot. It looks really, really nice. Has fangs and claws, kind of like a predator in there, and it has the ropes for the helmet as well. I think this is really beautiful. I love this. I'm going to put that one over there for now. And then we're going to go to dice his mask. He's got another black Oni mask, but his is way more cooler with the blue and the reds and those snake eyes and stuff like that. And he has those cloth ties on the back as well. And you can see how far back those wings go. They go all the ways back, kind of like a Wolverine type of a mask. And he looks like he's a dragon. It's like a really beautiful dragon mask. I may switch his mask out for this because I really, really like this. This is a definite upgrade from the vintage. There's no doubt in my mind on that. And then we also have a human mask for I'm not sure which one had the human mask, if it was Slice or Dice. And very nice face print on that one as well. And he's bald. Very nice face print. I'm not sure. He's got a bit of a scar. See, this is what I'm talking about, the detail that they stuck with this, they put into this set. You can see that scar above his eye there. It's very interesting that they added that little teeny detail that he has a scar up there. And it kind of goes across his face from his eye down, and it's on the cheek as well. Really nice detail. Really, really, really nice detail. So let's see. What are you guys saying? Nothing new in the chat. All right. So let's get into some of these weapons. So we're going to go into Slice's weapons first, or Dice's weapons first. No, Slice first. I keep getting their names all mixed up. Now, if you guys remember on my top 10 2025 video, I didn't have this open yet, but he was in my top 10 videos. I think it was maybe third on my top 10 videos of classified for 2025. And Woody was on there. He had did one of them as his number one. I can't remember if it was Slice or Dice, but he liked these as well. And there's some black detail with the handles and a little bit of that red rope again to cross over that theme between the two of them with the red rope and those little red details. So I'm going to put those over there. And then he has those familiar swords. They obviously decoed them silver to make them more realistic for the modern times because they were black in the vintage one. And there you go. 1 and 2. Can't really see them. I'll put them in front of my face. No deco on these. And then they added a whole bunch of more blades. He's got more blades than I think I've seen with any other ninja. He's got more blades than the red ninjas, the blue ninjas, and the night creepers. And it makes sense since he's a single character that he would have a little bit more weapons. I love these type of knives. And I hope if we ever get Snake Eyes version 3, that we will get, he will come with these. He'll come with some of these knives because Snake Eyes version 3 is my favorite Snake Eyes. The history with him is so funny that that character, that version of Snake Eyes. And then we have a little, what's the name of these? I can't think of the name of these little knives, but there's a little bitty black deco on the handle there. All right, so then we have a bunch of ninja hands. So they really went to town on the hands on this. There's like 4 extra hands with this one. Slice. We have all the different ninja movements there. One. We got a fist. There. And we have the other one. And we have another fist. Now, the interesting thing is they kept the detail on these as well. You can see that armament goes around the fist. So they didn't just make a fist or a hand. They made it thoroughly match the figure and the design of the figure with those armaments on there, which I really applaud them for the detail that they're adding to these. It's really really nice, and it shows that they care about this brand and these characters. So they're really getting into the 90s with a lot of these characters as well, which I think is really cool. And then, so we did Slice. Now we're going to go to Dice, and he has also extra hands. Um, let's see, and he has armaments on his as well. So there you go. There's a gripping hand with that little armor piece. Then there's another gripping hand with that armor, and it goes all the ways around to the other side there as well. And there's like some like detail on that armament, so it's not just armaments, it's like armaments with details. So they really they did not cheap out with this set. There's no way this is well worth the price that you have to pay for this, because everything that's on here has detail and extra deco and extra little parts to it. Then we're going to get into some of his swords. Now, if you remember, his sword was a unique ninja type sword. And so he's got two of those swords with this set. So he's got two of those weird sword axe things, and they are phenomenal. There's all kinds of ornate detail on these swords there, and there's some red deco and some black with the hilts as well, and there's like a little mace type detail at the very end of it, and there's little holes in the axe part. I'm not a familiar martial arts person, so I don't know why they put those holes in the middle of them, but they are beautiful, detailed. They have dragons. That's what the artwork on them is, dragons. Wow, that's really nice. And then we have his big blade, similar to his vintage one. He had a big blade, and he has a big blade. And again, all that black detail and red detail, and he has like a little claw on that side with some ornate detail around it, and then the blade with some ornate detail as well, with the red on the bottom of it there. Phenomenal accessories they came with, and that is the end of their accessories on that package. Now we have another package we have to go into, and that is this package. And so first off, I'm going to go into this Serape. So what do you guys think? Do you think this is the thing that comes with that cowboy character that we just got a new version of? Maybe they're reusing some of this stuff so they can get some more use out of the molds. There's a little teeny like jewel there that holds it on like a pin. Do you think this is part of that Western character? Do you think they're doing a Clint Eastwood type of spaghetti Western thing with this for that cowboy, that new render, mysterious, shadowy render? I don't know, but I do like this a lot, actually. And then we have the Raiden hat. I call it the Raiden hat because this is the type of hat that Raiden had. He had this big circular hat, and he has these little blades on the edges of it, and it's decoed beautifully. Look at all the ornate detail that goes all the ways around, and those blades have a little detail as well. Then on the inside, they kept all that ornate detail on the inside as well, and they have the little straps that go around his head, and the top is like a handle, so he could use this as a shield or a blade as well when he throws it. I'm telling you, the detail in this set is astronomical. The detail that they went to, and the strap, it even looks like rope. It even looks like rope on that strap. If you look at it, it looks like rope, real detailed rope. They went to town with this set. If they do this with all the Ninja Force figures, my God, that's going to be the best faction in this entire G.I. Joe classified line. It's really getting me excited for what the future is for maybe Chabang and that 2-pack, that Zartan Ninja Force, possibly another fall 2-pack that's coming with Ninja Force. If this Ninja Force is this good, I can't imagine what they're going to do with those other ones. It's got to be a downward curve on this, because this is astronomically fantastic. What do you guys think about all this stuff? So then he's got one more. There's one more thing in here. He's got this strap with these blades on it. And there's all kinds of detail on those blades as well. Deco with the loops and stuff like that. I'm guessing that's just going to go over him, and he's going to have the blades sitting on his chest like that. Wow. This is something. This is something I knew this was a good set from everybody's review, and Woody said he really loved it as well. Hey, good morning, dude stuff. Thanks for joining us. Hello, everyone. We're talking about Slice and Dice, which is a phenomenal 2-figure set. So now we got all the accessories out. I think I'm going to change some of the heads. I think I'm going to change and put the Oni heads on them, because I just love those Oni heads. I'm going to take, this is one of the very rare times I'm going to take their vintage heads off, and I'm going to put their Oni heads on, because I think the Oni heads are much cooler. So there, I put his Oni head on. There. And then I'm going to do the same thing with Slice. That was Dice. Now we're going to do it with Slice. There. So I put his Oni head on. And then I think he's the one that's supposed to have these blades around his torso. So I'm going to see if I can get them on him without too much fuss. Yep, pretty easy to put those on. I just got to change this. There. All right, so I have those bladed blades on there with his Oni head. Let's see. I'm wondering if this can go on him. I'm going to try to put it on him. We'll see what it looks like. So I have to try to get the strap around his head. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it or not. But I'm going to try my best. All right, I got it on there. Not quite tight. So what do you guys think of that? Do you think that looks good like that? You can barely see that that Oni mask underneath there, which is good. You should only see his eyes, right? He looks like he's totally awesome. So then I'm going to see what weapons I can give him. He does have a sheath on the side over here, so I'm going to put the this little knife in there. There, that goes in there. What should I give him? Should I give him the normal blades? I'm not sure. I think he's in kind of like a hidden type thing. I'm going to give him these really cool blades. These Snake Eyes version 3 blades. Because I do like these a lot. There, so I gave him those really cool 3-pronged blades that Snake Eyes version 3 uses. And that is, I think that's all I'm going to be able to get on him. I'm going to try. Oh, actually, he has a backpack, but I can't really put the swords in there because of the serape. I'm going to put him on a stand. Get him in there. Oh, there it is. So how does he look? Man, I think he looks awesome. Holy smokes. I think that is so cool. Wow. I like the little bitty, like, it's kind of like there's like a wash, a wash over his black elements, or maybe it's just the fact that it's a little bit more of a flat black, and it gives this air of shadows, and there's some like detail in those bits as well. It really makes this guy stand out, and he looks three-dimensionally all the ways around. He looks just like a phenomenal character, and with the serape, there's like little ripped cloth bits all over it, and the flexibility of it and stuff. It looks really interesting. I must say. I love this. I think this is a totally awesome figure. I'm going to put him over here for now, and we're going to get into dice. So I added the black the Oni mask there with him. So I'm going to try to add some weapons onto him. I'm going to probably give him his staff. So that means I need to switch one of his hands. So I'll switch to the right hand, and we'll give him, make sure I have the right one. There. All right, so I'm going to give him this staff. First, there. And then I'm going to give him an axe in this hand. There. So he's fighting, but he's fighting with multiple bladed weapons. Then I'm gonna try to put him on the stand. There you go. I got him on the stand, and I got him with several of his weapons. So let's see, what are we saying? 610 Yojo Daddy, what's up, Super Dave? What's up, chat? One of the best 2-packs yet. I didn't have any of the Ninja Force as a kid. I had stopped buying by then, and now I want all that 90s goodness I missed. Yeah, that's the entire thing that happened to me as well, 610 Yojo Daddy. I was a 82, 83 collector because I got the first wave as swivel arms, not straight arms. And then I got from everything from 83 on to like the 90s, and I was cherry picking up until I guess Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat came out. I wasn't getting everything because there was a lot of stuff in the 90s. You would be shocked how much stuff came out in the 90s. There was probably more stuff between 92 and 94 than there was between like 87 and 90. There was more in those couple years than there was in like 5 or 6 span for figures. Figures, I might add, not vehicles. There was less vehicles, but figures there were. I love a lot of the 90s stuff, but I've now, as an adult, gone back and reacquired all that stuff, and I'm only missing the 2 vehicles, the Night Force vehicles that I need to have a complete 82 to 94 collection. And there's some really, really neat stuff in there. I've got to say, even collecting when I was young, I liked some of that stuff, and I continue to get stuff every year. Just a couple things here, a couple things there. I didn't get everything, but yeah, there was some really good 90s stuff. Slice and Dice were in my top 5 classified releases for 2025. Pointing slice swords would have been an improvement. Painting slices swords would have been an improvement. Yeah, that's one of the few little things that they didn't do. What's good, y'all? Hey, Gunpowder Nitro. Thanks for joining us again. Good morning. Carlos, not Rachel Salinas. Gunpowder, everybody's saying hello. Ninja Force may not make sense in the real world, but they are my favorite guilty pleasure sub team. Yeah, they have been doing a phenomenal job with most of these figures. I think Nunchuck, I wish he had the real sneakers that he had in the original figure for him. I think that was kind of a miss on that one. But all the figures they've done thus far, the Night Creepers, the other characters, these guys are just beyond anything. Top 10. I can see why Woody chose them as his number one, one of them as his number one figure, because it was just an awesome, awesome figure. Everybody's saying hello to everybody in the chat. Let's see. What else do we have with these guys? So I may end up switching maybe the Serape to this guy, so then I can put some of the swords on Slice to get some of the accessories out of the way, because I don't like all this accessories. We got 3 extra heads to deal with. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 swords and an axe to deal with. We got a bunch of hands. So this would have been really good time for them to include a weapons crate or weapons locker. I'm very upset that we lost that element of classified. That was one of my favorite elements of the classified line, is those weapons crates. But I have a lot of them back there, so I can just stash a lot of these weapons and stuff like that. At some point, I'm going to bag everybody's extra stuff and label it, slice, dice, this person, that person, because there's a little bit of extra on a bunch of figures. I prefer if the figure can carry all their accessories, but that's not the reality of this. A lot of them come with extra stuff. So I'll just have to go through all my accessories and make sure that I have all the stuff set up for the figure, and put them in a little baggie with a label on it. And then they'll all be separate that way, because right now I have them in weapons crates for the time being, and I'm probably going to add most of this to them. I'll just switch out that serape to this dice, and I'll leave the hat on that one, and then I'll put a couple more swords on him, and that'll be a couple more elements that will not be left over. But yeah, I think it would have been nice to have gotten a little bit of deco on some of the swords. I think it would have been nice to have gotten a little bit of deco on maybe the serape, and a little bit more storage with these, because they do come with so much stuff. So those are little tiny minor nitpicks, but I think they are valid nitpicks with them. But overall, these guys are like practically 99.9. I would say 99.97. They're almost a 10. They're really, really close to 10s. I like a lot of the cloth aspects, and I love the armaments and all these details that they gave, like on the legs. Look at the detail on those legs there, and it's all over these figures. There's so much little details. It's hard to go over all of it, but the secondary, you can see all the detailed on the secondary with it as well. Um, they really they really did a really good job with these, I must say. Um, Lenny and Tony and them must have really liked these characters. I can tell when they put a lot of energy into something. Like I know Lenny really liked Road Pig, and he really likes Monkey Wrench. So he put a lot more detail into those than he maybe put into other Dreadnoks. And I don't want to take anything away from certain characters or whatever, but you can tell when Lenny likes a character, he goes further beyond and updates those characters even better. But these two, 100% updated classified variations of them. I'm wondering if we would get vintage package versions of them down the road, more pared down with less accessories and less heads and stuff like that. That's an interesting thing we could watch out for. Everybody saying hello to everybody in the chat. When does the HasLabs usually drop? Usually we get hints about the HasLab during Yojo June, and by the end of Yojo June, they reveal what the HasLab is going to be and when it's going to go up. We've had 5 different HasLabs, so most of them have been in June. All the classified ones have been in June. So we had the Hiss tank, which was kind of released. They gave us some clues early in May, and then they led us to June, and then it was released at the end of June, and then we had 45 days. The Rattler was another one that was around June, and we got the clues in May, and then it was through June to like the middle of July. The Rattler was the middle of July. We got hints and noticed that it was going to be in July. And when it came out in July, like the beginning of July or whatever, then it went 45 days, the Rattler, and went through San Diego Comic-Con. And then we got the notice that we were getting a Snowcat at the end of June, but the HasLab didn't go up till the end of July, which was during San Diego Comic-Con, maybe the 3rd week of July. So all of them have been slightly further along on the time frame for the HasLabs for G.I. Joe. The Sky Striker was during like November through Christmas. HasLabs drop around Yojo June. Yep, that's right. Most of them have. Looking forward to the Chabang 2 pack. Yeah, I am too. I'm curious if that was that little sneaky character on the back of the package for Slice and Dice. That's kind of back there. You can see that figure back there. He looks like he's a little bit teal, maybe with some yellow. So I think that might be Chabang, and that's why they gave us that name only for him. And it's very heavily rumored that Scarlet Ninja Force is going to be the second figure in that 2 pack. And again, all the Ninja Force figures for 2026 are Target exclusives, as far as we know. So if they put Ninja Force Scarlet with Chabang, maybe Snake Eyes will either be with the Night Creeper leader as another 2 pack in the fall, or maybe Dojo or Snake Eyes and Dojo. We'll have to wait and see, because I would like to get some more Night Creepers to go with my Night Creepers as well. But I am too, Carlos Salinas. Excited to see who Chabang comes with, Carlos. Yeah, I just said it. It's very heavily rumored, and there's a wink, wink, nudge, nudge with that proclamation that it's Ninja Force Scarlet. So I hope we get that revealed at Toy Fair, New York Toy Fair, in a couple weeks, about a week and a half or so away now for Toy Fair. And that'll be on like Thursday and Friday. So it's almost a week away, almost, because we'll get the dinner sneak peeks, Hasbro dinner reveals on Wednesday the 14th, and Thursday. No, I think maybe it's Thursday's the 14th and Friday's the 15th. Yeah, for their panel will be on Friday, and their dinner will be on Thursday evening, I think, the 14th. So, and today is Tuesday. So we got about a week and a day or two till we get that probably revealed, most likely. 610 Yojo Daddy. Thanks, Snake Eyes version 4 in the background. Have Dave. It is from a Deke cartoon frame. Oh, okay. So that's Snake Eyes version 4 in the background. And that's why it looks teal, because it's bluish. I gotcha. I personally, my favorite is Snake Eyes version 3. And the reason for that is it's not, wait a minute, 610. So you're saying that's not Snake Eyes version 4 in the background, that it could be Chabang in the background instead? Or Carlos Salinas says Bushido is an Arctic ninja, so it would make sense to release him while they're running their Arctic theme. Oh yeah, that would be interesting. Um, so I wouldn't. I want to get all those characters. I think it would be really cool. But my favorite version of Snake Eyes is not version 4 or Ninja Force Snake Eyes. Mine's is version 3 Snake Eyes, because of the story in the comics where he was held hostage and he was tortured, and the 3 guys that were torturing him, he turns the tables on those 3 guys, and he ends up taking little bits and elements from each of their uniforms and costumes and their gear, and he forms a Snake Eyes version 3. And that's why I like that, because it's a real world type of thing. If you're like fighting someone and your costume gets stolen or damaged or hurt or whatever, then you steal elements from that. And it kind of is a little bit of a Doctor Who element too, because most start from scratch, and they have to pull different things from different places to create their new costume. So there's a little bit of that Doctor Who element to that Snake Eyes that I really like. And I like a lot of his weapons as well. He's got those weird bladed like nunchuck type blades, and all kinds of swords and knives, and there's a lot of really cool weapons that come with him, and I really like that one a lot. I hope we get that Snake Eyes at some point. It seems like they're doing at least 1 or 2 Snake Eyes a year for the line. And we're up to like the 10th or 11th Snake Eyes. Possibly we may end up with a couple more Snake Eyes this year. We'll have to wait and see if we get the Ninja Force Snake Eyes and possibly something else. We'll have to wait and see. The Pain Brothers. That's right. The Pain Brothers were the three brothers that were torturing him. You are correct, Carlos Salinas. 610 Yojo Daddy. No, I mistyped. Thanks at the first of the sentence and meant to type that's Snake Eyes Volume 4. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Version 3 is so freaking cool. Yeah, I love version 3. It's just the whole story of it. Whereas the other versions, you don't get a story as far as how he got those uniforms, like version 1, version 2, version 4, version 5. They just have him putting gear on and stuff like that. But there's no story behind it. I like the version 3 story. The Pain Brothers, yes, sir, Carlos. Yep. So I like that story element, that he takes something that is a painful element, like being tortured by these guys, and turning the tables on them, and then taking elements from them and owning their pain and owning that action and becoming a stronger version of himself. And there's some really beautiful covers with that version of that Snake Eyes on the G.I. Joe Real American Hero comics in the 80s by Larry and Marvel as well. There's some really cool covers with that art, with that version that I like a lot. So that's another reason why I like it. But I hope we get him at some point down the road. I'm pretty sure that they're doing all the Snake Eyes, so I'm sure we'll get that one at some point. You like Carlos Salinas. You like the Pursuit of Cobra Temple Guardian Snake Eyes. Interesting. Yeah, that is an interesting version 1 as well. It's the one where they have that arena type diorama, and Storm Shadow and him are more like they have like samurai type costumes. Yeah, those are really cool too. I think we could probably get those with all the parts that we have now for uh, the ninja area of classified, because you got all those Snake Eyes movie versions. You got the red ninjas, the blue ninjas, the night creepers, these guys, all the ninja force, Storm Shadow, Snake Eyes. So I think we could get those Snake Eyes and Storm Shadows as a playset type of diorama at some point down the line. I think they're trying to get us new characters and unique characters first, but I would not be surprised if we got that as maybe some sort of Arashikage playset. Maybe you can include the hard master and the soft master sitting in the background watching them train in that temple. I think that would be a really cool way to do a 4-figure set in that playset. So I think it would be awesome, Carlos Salina. I would love that. So we have another ninja. I'm just going to say ninja from the Mass device coming next. And it is going to be a totally crazy set. And it has an animal companion, or I won't even say companion, an animal with it. So that should give you enough clues as to what the next video is going to be. But it's going to be incredible going through that one as well. Carlos Salinas, the Ninja Battles playset would be cool in classified scale. Yeah, it would. I definitely agree with you on that, and I would love that. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go Ninja, go. You got it, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. That's another thing. You know, some of these Ninja Force characters, I would like to see them like in comparison to the in that scale, and see if you can get like Shredder versus characters and Snake Eyes versus Turtles. I would like to see some dioramas with some of the ninja stuff, and see what you guys can do with that. That is phenomenal, Shane. So I hope you guys enjoyed this phenomenal Ninja Force video. It's one of my favorite videos that I've done, because I love the ninja aspects of this, and I love the upgraded details and upgraded elements that they did with these characters. I hope you guys got these, and I hope this video helps you get a better understanding of these two characters for yourselves, for your own collecting, and maybe you'll go out of your way to find them and just use them as really cool. Another part of these guys, I would like to put them with my Street Fighter figures and see what they would do with them and how they would look as well. Speaking of Street Fighter, it looks like Hasbro is going to be getting the Street Fighter license because they're going to be doing Hasbro versus Street Fighter collabs. That is interesting. What do you guys think that's going to be? Are you sad that Jada is losing the license for Street Fighter? And what elements of Street Fighter do you think they're going to do? Do you think they're going to do newer versions, not the original Street Fighter 2? Or what do you think they're going to do with that? It's a very interesting thing, in my opinion. I can't bear to wait for the next one, Dave. Bad joke. Oh, funny, 610 Yojo Daddy. Thank you very much. You're hilarious. Keep them coming, Dave. Your videos are getting better every day. Wow, thank you very much. That means a lot to me sometimes, Toys. I appreciate that. Temple Guardian Snake Eyes is version 55 on yojo.com. Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you, Carlos Salinas, for that. I heard that this is just for the movie figures. Oh, so you think that the Street Fighter Marvel crossover or Hasbro crossover is just the new movie figures. So they're going to be specific designs with those face prints and everything on them for that. That makes sense because I would hate to see Jada lose the Street Fighter license because I think they've done a phenomenal job. I need to really get into doing more Street Fighter videos with you guys. I typically only do them on special episodes or anniversary episodes, but there's like 10 more Street Fighters I need to get into. I think my next one is gonna be the monk, the guy with the monk, and he uses like a lot of grasshopper type maneuvers. What's that guy's name? I can't think of his name. It's not E Honda. That's the big fat guy. Is it Dalsim? Dalsim, I think. Is that the guy that's the grasshopper guy with the stretching arms and everything? Let's see if I can see what he looks like. I have his figure over there. It's I can't see what his name is from this far away, but he's my next one that I'm gonna do, and then we'll keep going. Dalsim, so I had it right. Okay, cool. So he'll be the next Street Fighter figure that I do. And I may end up doing, just because of the Street Fighter Hasbro news, maybe I'll just do one whole video of Street Fighter. What do you guys think? Would you like to see an entire episode of me opening up Street Fighter figures and doing a Street Fighter themed episode? Let me know in the chat if you want to see that, because I'm like way behind on Street Fighter. I got like 10 Street Fighters that I have to open up. And then I also have the Mortal Kombat Classics from Todd McFarlane that I would like to get into, because both Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat were connected to G.I. Joe in the 90s as part of the G.I. Joe brand. I have been getting their figures that are their classic versions. And I probably won't get variations and other video game versions of Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat. I'm going to stick with their classic iterations from Street Fighter 2 and Mortal Kombat original video games. So eventually I'll get into Mortal Kombat as well. And then I'll be able to mix and match my Mortal Kombat characters, my Street Fighter characters, my G.I. Joe, Ninja Force, and Ninjas factions and stuff like that, and really do some really cool fight scenes with some of those characters. I really need someone that can help me make some dioramas. Now that Arashikage diorama really makes me excited, Carlos Salinas, because then I could have Mortal Kombat characters in there, and I could have Street Fighter characters in that diorama and stuff like that. The cool thing about the Street Fighters is they have the artwork, the package artwork that has the diorama around it, and maybe that might be a way that I can make like little dioramas with different people fighting, because I have plenty of martial artists now to fight between all these different things, all the GI Joes, all the Street Fighters, and all the Mortal Kombats, and the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. In fact, uh, I had like 20 Raiden figures and used them as uh, Viet Congs. Oh, that's an interesting thing. So did you do the LERP team with Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, Stalker, and the Crimson Guard guy? I can't think of his name off the top of my head. With those guys, that's interesting. That's really smart, Shane. Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. Um, Shane Collins, that's his name. Shane Collins. So it was Snake Eyes, Storm Shadow, Stalker, Shane Collins, I believe, were the four guys in the LERP team. So do you have them like in the woods and going through the swamp with a helicopter in the background with fire shooting from the bad guys, and them all hiding in the swamps and the woods and stuff like that? I think that would make an incredible diorama with a Vietnam type scale helicopter on the ground and everything. I'll give you guys ideas all day long, okay? I can't do it, but I'll give you guys ideas. Wade Collins, yep. 3 3/4. No, they were mostly backup for Red Ninjas. Ah, okay, gotcha. That's really cool though. I like the Red Ninjas. Great ideas, Some Time Toys. Cool. Hey, Same Time Toys. Thanks for joining us. I didn't see you sneak in there. So let's see what else. What else is going on? Oh, we got my convention again. Sorry I have to do this, but here it is again. The Senflo Joe Show 2026, April 19th at Center at Deltona in Florida. If you're in the Alabama area or the southern Alabama area, southern Georgia area, and anywhere in Florida, and you want to go to a cool G.I. Joe show and meet up with some cool guys, and hang out and meet some cool guests, get some sketches, get an exclusive limited print run of an O-ring figure by Strikeforce Alpha and Matthew LaCroix. Join us. Everybody saying hello. Everybody in the chat. Semflo Joe Show. Yep. So I'll see you in Deltona. 100%. Same Time Toys. You're gonna be there. You're gonna be at the show. Awesome. I look forward to seeing you. And figuring out who you are. I may already know who you are and just don't know your name underneath your handle, behind your handle. I just like saying the name. It's perfect. Semflo Joe Show. Yeah, it was tricky to try to come up with a name because there's so many other names out there. And I liked the SoCal Joe Show. I thought it kind of flowed. And I was like, well, what about the Senflo Joe Show? It rhymes. It works. It has a cadence. And so it worked and everybody's enjoyed it so far. So thank you, 610 Yojo Daddy. So we also have Adam Riches. We have Jason Mark Sobel. We have Hawk Saunders with Rising Sun Comics Publishing. And we have author Roger Taft with After Action Report. And there will be a Joe Fest booth at the show. I will have a booth at the show as well. And our primary guest is Mark Pennington, designer on G.I. Joe from 87 to 89, comic book artist and art designer and enthusiast as well. They should make the other LERP team members Dicky Sapertine and Raman Escobedo in the Legacy series. That's an interesting idea. I was wondering if there was two other guys. I had a vague recollection if there was, but I couldn't remember their names. Y'all should do a live together, Dave. Shane sometimes Toys does Smoking Joe's with Woody on Saturdays. Oh, that's right, you do. I forgot about that. We need to have Same time Toys joined me on an episode. We're trying to get up to that 250 mark of subs. I think we may end up getting to the 300 episode mark before we get to the 250 subs. But I would like to get Same Time Toys to join me on an episode. But what kind of sound does ninjas fighting make? Oh, all right. You want a sound for ninjas? It's going to be like this. Like that. And then how about that? Are those good sound effects? You guys crack me up. Oh my god. Oh man. That is so funny. Gunpowder Nitro. You always get me with those. Yeah. Hopefully you oh man, that was good. So really, I want to see all you guys come to the show if you can make it. Bring your families. Come to Disney. Come to Universal Studios Epic Lands. Go to the beach. Come down for spring break. Go see Cape Canaveral. Maybe there'll be a Elon Musk launch of one of his shuttles or something like that you can watch. There's so much stuff to do in Central Florida, and it would be so enjoyable to come here and then go to a great GI Joe toy event with all kinds of GI Joe community members and experts, and hang out, buy some toys, and just have fun, you know. So I hope you can make it. Best sound effects host on YouTube. Hashtag sound effects. Yeah, there you go. I am the voice of Joe Fest. Remember that. We can definitely do something. Get my info from Woody. Okay, I'll definitely do that. Same Time Toys. Thank you very much. I look forward to it because you always have some great ideas in the chat and add a lot to this. And I would love to have you join us. I want to really have more of you guys join me in episodes. It's just try to find the right times and the right episodes. Maybe I'll do on Monday nights. I've been doing Monday nights around 7 o'clock, leading up to my tag team partner with Punk with Toys. Maybe I can do somebody on Monday nights as a guest star, and we can talk about hot topics and different things going on in the community and the GI Joe brand at the time, depending upon what week it is. And there's going to be a lot happening over the next few weeks, definitely. So yeah, that would be awesome. All right, I think that's going to cover us with this one. I think we've done everything we can with this episode. Thank you guys, as always, in the chat. You guys are phenomenal. I love you all. I love your support. I love the interaction and the adding to the conversation and keeping this going as long as we can keep it going. And I love the fact that you, after the fact, are watching and joining us in the replay crew. If you can't make the episodes live, it really helps the algorithm. It helps this channel get a foothold in the YouTube space. Sharing these videos right now is really the number one thing you can do to help the channel grow. I think I've gotten as many people as I'm going to get the way that I'm doing it. I've been sharing the videos in all the Facebook pages, but they're doing some weird things with Facebook right now, and it's like telling the algorithm on Facebook that it's spamming when you share the same video like 30 times. So it's a weird thing. So if you guys can help share the videos in places maybe that I can't get to, maybe there are pages that I don't go to or I'm not on, that you can help with the sharing. So I appreciate that. Hit the like button and subscribe. Yes, if you haven't liked and subscribed, most of you guys in this chat, I'm pretty sure, have liked and shared and subscribed. All the people that are watching that aren't commenting or saying anything, that are kind of lurking in the background, like and share and help the channel and help the algorithm. And I would really appreciate that. You guys are great. Have a good day, y'all. Thank you, Gunpowder Nitro. You too. Appreciate it as always. And we'll see you in the next one. It's going to be, like 610 Yojo Daddy said, a bear of a video coming up next. So this is awesome Ninja Force Cobra video. So we're going to go with Ninjas Rule Cobra. See you guys in the next one. Thanks a lot.